And let's just head back into lair and find another one, shall we? Sure, that's how it will go here. We've at least opened our game. I was kidding. It was just a joke, DCSS. You didn't have to actually throw the 7-headed Hydra at me. Okie dokie. Well, this one we have some distance. Let us try this out, shall we? We do at least have a slightly better starting position this time around for the fight, but absolutely ridiculous. Good slow ice blast. Good job. Finally doing your job once in your gosh darn life. But not even on that next Hydra either, so apparently we're just not slowing these lizards today. Hopefully they're not adapting. They're no longer cold-blooded or something. Oh gee. Don't even want to think about it. But there we go. Back to being a bit of a sketchy run here, just in terms of playing a bit more of the classic evasion style. All these heavy hitters are extremely scary each and every time we run into them. But maybe I should do a quick check for armor, see what pops up. Would be nice if we had something a bit heavier to wear here. Get back up into the 20 plus AC range is kind of where I want to be at this stage in the game, if possible, of course, and if it fits along with the build that we're going for. Oh no, your crap. I don't think there was anything. No, I guess it's all listed here, everything that was for sale there. So, unfortunately, not a lot to switch into armor-wise, so keep pushing it for now. Hello, Fanar. Fun seeing you here. Pretty crazy damage on this bad boy, but we do have a lot of resist cold, at the very least. Let's go back to the stairs. Let's change out our one ring for more ice resistance, or cold resistance, as it were. And then you must be resistant to cold, right? You're not resistant to cold. You absolute fool. How does that do? Not amazing. Not bad. Not horrible, for sure, by any stretch of the imagination. But let's maybe let you kids approach me here. Not the crowd I was hoping for. Do you know what? We're taking you to upstairs. Cane Toad alone is enough to get us on the back rope, so we might as well not deal with that as on top of a scary unique and other things. Oh, geez Louise. And unfortunately, found ourselves at the other side of the level of this stairs. Maybe I'll actually, now that I think about it, I'll head back in just a moment here. Hide in my corner. There we go. Not great always putting yourself in a corner, but as long as we're not killed there. Also, maybe should have thought about switching to my R poison ring the moment that we ran into the ants, but all good. So let's go back to our quest to take out Fanar here. Necklace? Don't mind if I do. There he is, the son of a gun. Here we go, just start slashing. This time around, we are able to get a decent chunk of change in just with our quick blade here and how quickly the attacks add up, and there we go. That son of a gun. Finally taken care of here. Happy with that. Question, why not enchant the cloak? You're right in the fact that I have 10 enchant armor this time around. I'm normally waiting out for something slightly better, you know, something with a basic enchantment on it at the very least. Ideally, even saving up enchant armor scrolls for troves. I'm really bad for, because I enjoy rolling the dice in lottery more than I enjoy winning. I feel like I often will throw away anything and everything to make it into a treasure trove on the slight chance that there's a beautiful piece of treasure in there. So, that is just to say that with 10 of them, We could afford to throw some in. Cloak could get a couple enchantments on it. Even boots. Maybe I'll do my boots for now. I want to put them somewhere. We'll go there because I am very apt to be switching out my cloak at times, especially since we have at the very least found ourselves with one replacement in that regard, and the invisibility scarf. So we'll keep our options open there for switching off. So we almost always find ourselves running into various wow, that's with resist poison? Holy crap. That is wicked nasty stuff. Kind of want to poison you back, you know? Seeing that they're susceptible to poison seems only fitting that we go tit for tat here just a wee bit. Oh gosh, this was a mistake. This routing that I took here, horrible mistake. Should have just kept fighting exactly where we were there. 20 damage, 14 damage. We're probably taking a decent amount of tick damage to poison each turn too. I'm gonna potion petition. Just throw it out nice and early here. Might as well. We just don't have to worry about it, and we'll get the double heals. Perfect timing on the money distraction there as well. Question becomes, do I want to duck into this corner? It's one of the few places that's any good for fighting this fight, so let's do it. I believe that we'll get out of this in one piece this time around. Still have to be careful of the poison on that queen. Absolutely ridiculous nonsense, if you ask me. But there we go. Much better. Much, much better. Yes, I should be keeping an eye out anytime that the monsters are described as having strong poison, or the chance to apply strong poison. I do believe that that has a decent chance of making its way through any resistance that we have. That's the type of poison that works even on gargoyles that are made completely of stone, ridiculously enough. But, oops, I accidentally tabbed, or alt-tabbed out there somehow. And here we go. Definitely going much better than our first couple attempts at peeking down into lair, gotta say. I mean, that's not saying a whole lot, because they did go pretty dang horribly, but still, I'll take whatever I can. At this point, that's to say that doing better than before at the very least. Figuring it out with between the quick blade and the extra armor class here. Should be doing okay. Let's not hop out into the middle of that crowd though. That's how I instantly gibbed myself. There we go. Managed to pause instead of hitting tap too quickly this time around. It's difficult sometimes, you know? Especially when the yak just won't walk towards us. We waited 3 turns there to no avail whatsoever. Okie dokie. Maggie, I don't think is that scary at this stage. Do I have... I am not weak to fire at the very least. Oh, the 6-headed Hydra changes things, of course. Just a slightly different situation, you know? Let's throw Ice Blast back there. I can't hit both of you from this angle, unfortunately. We'd have to hit this square here. Oh, right. I'm mesmerized. I can't do that. What am I doing? Yeah, okay. Here goes nothing. Ice Blasts for days. Save us. It actually looks like it's going to do just fine in saving our life here. Taking out the Hydra is well enough on its own. That's pretty much the best we could ask for there. Swamp Dragon Scales. So this is giving us 7 AC, 7 encumbrance. 7 AC, 7 encumbrance, and poison resistance. Let's at least see how that looks, shall we? Bit of a strange look to our armor there. I don't know how much I love that. But maybe I need something a little bit off of my style. You know, I'm a little too into the sleek dynamics. I want stuff that's, you know, very nice contrast, like black and gold. Red and yellow, or red and gold is also really nice in this game. So maybe something different is good. We'll keep this armor around for the time being. And there we go. Through another floor of lair here. And let's see, we're coming up to 11 o'clock here. We are just in the final home stretch for the stream today. Unfortunately, we do have to sign off and get some things done. So, what do we wish to do to end it up? I think I need to take care of that warlord. The orcish warlord that we left sitting around. If I don't take care of them now, I'll forget they exist and get myself killed when we return in the future here. I'm sure of it. So let's maybe do a couple of identifies on our necklaces here. Oh, right. No, I didn't have to. I should be wear IDing these. Normally, you want to use identify scrolls so that you don't accidentally put on an amulet of faith that you don't want. In this case, breed is good and the only thing that matters to Gozag, so we actually would have had no problem trying that out. But I guess that is all fine. At the end of the day, I am happy to get an acrobat amulet here. Coming up to 35 evasion when we're running away is awesome, especially with the fencer's gloves. That's going to be a whole lot of riposts coming in. Not too bad. Does make me almost want to switch to long blades at some point, which, I mean, we may for all intents and purposes here regardless. But I just say that because it only takes level 8 to have max. Holy crap, that's really good. Sorry, got distracted there. But with a long blade, you're dealing slightly more damage each riposte, because the thing about riposts is they're not dependent on our attack speed whatsoever. It's the enemy's attack speed. So in that regard, it might be a good idea if we are able to get a ridiculous evasion score going. It might be a decent idea to switch over to something a bit heftier. But before we do that, let us do some exploration. Where did I leave that son of a gun? Not at this stair, it looks like. So this should be a safe way down. I'm losing my voice a bit at the end here as well. Perfect timing on the end of the stream for that regard, probably. Okay, this buddy hits hard, but not very often. Come on, come on. Just a few more. Just a few more. It's crazy how many turns are passing by there in a matter of seconds, but there we go. Did manage to take out the warlord, so we are incrementally improving here. Somehow, on some level, we are, in fact, getting better. But that is a decent start to us here. Let's see, is there anything else we want to do before the end of days here? I am scared of orc, but I should be able to remember that much. At least peeking in and checking before we go diving head first, right? Might be a good idea. Alrighty. I think all in all, it's actually looking like we're in a pretty good spot to lift it off. So let's maybe just head out. And actually, no. Sorry, I'm flip-flopping all over the place. I mean, classic me and all that, of course. Doesn't surprise myself whatsoever to be feeling flaky, but I just realized that the main thing I was scared of in Orc was that warlord, right? So let's try this out. Get ourselves killed, or an idea of what we can look forward to when we eventually return to this character. There we go. That is much better, actually. And in fact, I'm just going to hold down tab there. Not something I like to do too often. That makes them go, like, as much as I love the just tapping on tab at like a steady rate like that, holding it down is taking it a whole nother step further. Just because you will, I was trying to step so strategically so that the alarm trap didn't go off. But nope, no such luck. Don't even know what I was talking about. Holding down tab. Too scary. Too fast. I guess that's all that's important, right? And, do I keep running? So the main issue is all the priests here. We took quite a few smites on our attempts to run away. Looks like we've actually managed to outrun them enough now. Perfect. Again, it's kind of what, I think we mentioned this in an earlier run in today's stream, just where with the Orc Priests, it's very fortunate that they spend a turn to smite you like that, because it's the only reason why we're able to gain ground against them as we run away. Otherwise, it might be a bit more of a pain in the butt to deal with these little buddies here. There we go, taking a whole lot of damage. And pop down. If we buy that one scroll of enchant weapon, we can max out our quick blade. Is true. I will say that to a certain extent, the oh crap. Oh, Arbalest, you suck. To a certain extent, though, I hold on to the enchant weapons probably for similar reasons to the enchant armor. So maybe something that I work towards a little bit in the future, even though it's tough when we have so few. I guess where I come into an issue with it here on even a more reasonable level than maybe my own kind of weird playstyles and whatnot. But on a more tangible level, it feels like if we, end up switching to Longblade, which we very well might, just to ramp up our damage some more. Unless we're able to get something like the Electrocution brand on our Quick Blade, in which case, heck yeah, I'll probably use this Quick Blade for an entire 3-rune. But otherwise, I might be switching to Longblade, and so I kind of want to have the option to have those enchant weapon scrolls for a Demon Blade or a U-Demon Blade that shows up. But definitely, let me know your opinions on that, and if you think that, I am just being silly in my strategies and when I decide to save stuff, because I could just be hoarding for no good reason for all I know. And I like to hear how different people play the game. But right now here, I'm gonna buy both the Blink Scrolls for sure. Should have actually done that earlier just to get it out of the way, make sure we're in a safe spot moving forward. Also, I guess, yeah, there are 2 enchant armor scrolls here. That's not too bad. That brings us up to 12 total enchant armor scrolls. Maybe I should read some more of those, right? Also, my math is really bad. It brings us up to 11. There we go. Hey, Jester, how's it going? Hope your day is fantastic so far here. Kind of saying, fair enough. Usually prefer to spend resources over hoarding them. I definitely get the feel you're not alone in that whatsoever. A lot of chat members fall in the same regard as you, but it definitely makes sense to me, because it's even what I was mentioning earlier, where some people like to just read ID everything the instant you pick it up in this game, versus I'm very much the opposite. I don't touch things whatsoever until I absolutely need them, which often gets me into a bit of a pickle. Can't be dishonest about that, not gonna lie, but all part of the fun here, and part of the different styles that you can play games like this for sure. In terms of how the dungeon is going, Jester, all right so far today. Did some very unfortunate things early on in the night. Threw away an extremely promising run, but that's gonna happen. Probably not even just that time. It's probably gonna happen many times in the future as well. So that's just a normal day in the dungeon. And now, it's actually going all right as we're starting to make our way through. We are coming to the very end of our stream here, unfortunately, again. I seem to be catching you just at the end lately, but we'll maybe push for just the tiniest bit here. We'll make a bit of an exception, just because it's been a couple times in a row that we've had some scheduling stuff. And yeah, no, I seem... because you're mentioning that you didn't see any notifications, and it's happened a couple times with some people, like friends that I know in real life too. So I know they're not lying to me, and not that I think you're lying either, I should clarify, but there have seemed to be some issues with my notifications going out lately for whatever reason, which is unfortunate for sure. Here we go. I decided to finish it off by maybe coming down to fight off Rupert here. Definitely a bit of a sketchy situation. Chance to get paralyzed or confused. Slightly higher than we would like. But... And actually, I'm immediately regretting my decisions here when I think about it for a second. Twitch pushes them out so strangely or very, very late. Seems to be an issue with every platform in existence at the very least, so I'll maybe cut them the slightest bit of slack in that regard. Just because, no, I definitely run into the same problem on the YouTube side of things as well. Also, we got paralyzed there, but then we immediately, he just stood there and yelled at us. And yes, Railbird, 100%, this is career suicide. I totally, wasn't thinking about Rupert when we came down here, if I'm being honest with you, and I mentioned that a second ago. Did decide to maybe try it out, see how the first couple hits went, but absolutely silly thing to do there. Absolutely ridiculous on my end. Yeah, true from Jester. No, I definitely, since coming to this side of the creator dynamic, I've definitely noticed even more so just how often those notifications have issues. This Panda also piping in, this to me was a very bad idea, no offense. No offense whatsoever. 100% a horrible idea. Like I said, not really thinking about what I was doing at the end there, just kind of went with the flow of going down into the dungeon. But hey, we're always happy to take a little bit of luck and get away, because at the end of the day, we need that in this run in order to make it past my own stupidity. I think what happens is I seem to play well, and then I immediately like crash and burn when I stop paying attention. My mind gets into a fugue state for a few moments, and that's enough to end it all. It's definitely something that we'll try and keep a lookout for the future. Also, I love that you're mentioning that Waff looks like Loki here, and you're not wrong. It's a dead-on description of our friend here. But let's see. Yeah, we'll maybe go through one more floor here. And I think I still have time to drink here. Perfect. Let's see what we run into. Maybe try and make slightly fewer stupid decisions this time around, shall we? It's that complete belief in our own ability to get in and out of any situation, though, that just might win it. Still in a DCSF with halflings, hooray! Now, just barely here. We are wrapping up for the night, unfortunately. But we did manage to stick around just as a couple friends piled in at the end here. So, we can hopefully see the tail end of our halfling for the day here. Fortunately, it has been a bit rough coming up to this moment, but we seem to be finally plateauing a bit, ignoring my nigh suicidal rush towards Rupert for no reason whatsoever. Just forget that even happened. Just a feverish dream was all that was. A collective nightmare that you all had. I definitely didn't do anything that stupid. Nay. And yes, now you're still in halfling. Yes, unfortunately, it's been a bit of a while here. It looks like we'll have a month dedicated to halflings compared to usually trying my best to get a win within the week. But to be expected with a few of these races. I think I've been lucky making it up to this point without seeing quite as many deaths as we have. So we can just get through halfling though, and not find a spot where my stupidity decides to fully take over. then I do believe that we are back onto the slightly less defensively gimped species. I don't know, I'm messing up my tenses here and my negatives and double negatives and already stuff like that, but definitely have some issues in that regard, I guess. Let's head on up. And yeah, getting a quick play by layer 3, definitely super lucky. We actually had it before layer completely because we got a scroll of acquirement, a very fortunate scroll of acquirement early on here. But I'm hoping to take advantage of that because our other runs haven't been quite so lucky. Wonder what death counter is for halflings. I think it's at 6 now, 6 or 7. So sorry, little buddies. So many halfling lives. Might even be more than that, actually. I think I'm discounting some of the runs that just like died immediately here, but we try, we try. It's all just bad, yeah, relative to how things were going before. And you know, I was asked here in chat as well, why no sling? Why no sling is a great question. Would you like to answer that, Brain? Because I have no idea why I haven't been carrying one. No, it was always the plan to pick one up here. We've been going Hunter up until this very final run. We've been going Hunter every single time. So I think finally being not fully committed to the sling has gotten me into a bit of a tizzy here. And yeah, predictions for Felid though. Oof, it's definitely going to be rough. Dennis mentioned that it took them 72 attempts. That's, yeah, not too bad. Fortunately, a lot of those Felid attempts end very early on. Don't have to commit too much to them. If you're hit by like a dungeon level 10 iron shot to the face that just squashes your poor kitty, then you're definitely gonna run into a whole lot of runs that end very early on like that, I'm sure. And you phoned it home with the red murder Katamari. Nice. I haven't given red nearly enough play. I don't have very much of an idea of even how to play red besides the fact that it's like one of the main undead buddies is how I always think of them. Because they're pretty heavy on the minion side, red, right? Compared to Kiku's a bit more the like straight necromantic arts. Kiku Kakablada. Always have to try at least once to pronounce that name in full. But yeah, Jester also, you mentioning that maybe Hunter was the problem is exactly why we decided to give a fighter a try here. So, but that being said, doesn't mean we shouldn't be at least carrying around a sling, have it in the back pocket for when things get a little bit dicey. I also don't think I've touched my skills in so long. Oh gosh. Really just falling apart here. Let's bring fighting up a bit. That'll help with our general total max health. And that's always nice on these squishy races, so we can try that for sure. And then on the other side of things, I wanted to start probably amping up armor just a bit, getting a few more points of AC out of each of those, as well as maybe turning evocations back on. It sucks because we haven't gotten the best evocables. And that would normally be my my main solution to dealing with things that we have trouble facing head-to-head like this, you know? And Berta, do you think your Felid was a monk or transmuter statue cat? That's what I've heard from Felids, and what I'm going to be looking out for on our attempts when we finally get there is definitely nothing but statue form, because I know quite a few people who believe that it is impossible to get a win, at least a consistent win, without statue form on your kitties. Issues as soon as a Lahudib's crystal spear comes slicing at you from a wizard's palms, that's gonna one-shot kill you potentially. So definitely an interesting spot without something to increase. And yeah, no sense in training Evo with no evocables. Exactly true. Just unfortunate. Makes me sad, you know? At least I wanted some of the reusable ones, the rechargeable ones by this stage in the game even, but Black Glass, here we are. And I guess, yeah, Dennis mentioned the other way is with Dragon form, because that does also help you out with the usual problem of the lack of HP there. Oof, this is not a fight that I should be taking like this. It's almost too late now, unfortunately. But this buddy deals up to 40 damage, which is pretty much all of our health, if you'll notice. So, the main thing here is just to slow down, not worry so much. We have fear scrolls. That's a nice easy way to get them to back off, for sure. But we probably don't even have to resort to something quite so drastic, because, well, I do say that this could be lethal, not quite with the GDR, I don't think. So it's mostly if we can kill the Windrake, then we're not in one-hit lethal range. But I think I will go for the Ice Blast. That's a guaranteed hit, and we have decent strength of evocations, so it's pretty sure they would help out. Did absolutely lovely job. So let's switch over to some acid and take out this Manticore. Perfect. Not too bad. That's a bit more of the usual scary situation, I guess. Not the, oh gosh, I am shaking in my boots kind of situation at the very least. Thanks, Jester. Definitely was a bit closer than I would have liked regardless, but we gotta stay positive about things for sure. Be happy and celebrate all of our victories, regardless how minor they may be. There we go. I used a magic mapping because this was a floor with a gauntlet on it, and I do always want a gauntlet, not a Rupert Sitch. Exactly, not quite as straightforwardly stupid, at least. Still problematic, don't get me wrong. I'm still dumb, but not nearly as stupid as that. You got it there. Okay, let's take a peek through, see what awaits us in all of the chambers here. If there's a distinct advantage or advantageous route. Let us see. So first one here. Magic Cloak. Not too bad. Chant Weapon Scroll. Necklace. Magic Hand Crossbow. Meh. Meh at best. This route, we have to survive 4 rooms. I see. I see what type of gauntlet this is. Just to see, unfortunately it can get really hard to check at what items are sitting under monsters' feet, so we'll do a quick search to see. That is an artifact ring in the 4-banger across the way here. Unfortunately, what else even shows up here? Not a whole lot. We're gonna run up this way, do another repeat of that find. This sorts things by how close they are to us, so we can kind of use it to guesstimate where everything is. Yeah, there's really not much good stuff in this painful route. Artifact ring could be incredible. And there was also one other thing there. Let's go before I blank on it again. The silver ring, is that also in there? Looks like it at the very least. Interesting, interesting. Oh, the thing about the 72 kitties was you did become a much less terrible player by winning a kitty. Nice, that's really promising to hear, and I love that about this game in general. I never, feel horrible about my deaths, regardless of how stupid I was, because I am learning each and every time, for sure. It's the biggest part of the game is learning for the future. And yes, the silly transparent wall peekaboo that replaced labyrinths. Yeah, I always forget, but I think it's something like Gauntlet. I think I've maybe settled into getting that name right more than 50% of the time, finally. But, dum. I know I'm being super indecisive here. I'm just going back and forth, but I think I just realized that these are maybe equal difficulty as it were, since these are all wide open and these are all closed off, but wacky stuff. So my issue here is I don't know how I will do against these buddies. I don't think I can fight them alone, these two are scary as heck, specifically the Reaper. Is going to be hitting so hard, 45 damage, plus a +4 scythe. Jeez. Let's see. Alternatively, it's just a bunch of abominations, which still hit hard, but at least we'll be fighting one-on-one. I think I'm going to try it. Flip-flopping back and forth as to which I think will at all work out for us in the first place. I believe. Artifact ring, here we come. Other route, really, the main advantage to going there was pretty much just the cloak, magical cloak. So at the end of the day, I think I'm very much happy to just switch out this way, go for the artifact ring, another fear scroll as well. Fear scrolls are always a nice potential addition to the bank of, holy crap, I'm gonna die. Save me. Why am I not picking this up? Is my auto pickup was on. Oh, I'm seeing an enemy through the glass. Oh, that always confuses me. There we go. Silly brain, getting confused by something so straightforward. But there we go. Out of that, now we have a couple of Ufetibus. Is that all that's in here? Really? No, there's something else that I'm missing that I forgot, right? I'm sure. Maybe not. I guess in big enough numbers, the Ufetibus are scary. Luckily, we have a little bit of resistance to electricity already, so that helps us out fighting against the 6-affix there. There we go. Never seen one of these before, although also tiles are a bit of a mystery. Definitely makes sense that you're a bit more of a console player yourself there, Dennis. And thanks for fielding Jester's question there as well. Yeah, it's just the auto pickup that gets interrupted by enemies in order to save us from accidentally spending a turn picking up some gold when we should instead be stepping away from the rampaging monster or something like that. Is the idea, at least. Okie dokie. Necromancer being a pain in the butt here. Specifically with all of the body doubles they can create, constantly binding the souls of our enemies here to ice. Perfect, and there we go. Down 3 of 4. Keep fighting through. As long as these shadows don't go invisible, they shouldn't be too tricky of a fight here. Oh, you son of a gun. Hey, they came out of invisibility right away. Never mind. Saved, saved. And right. I forgot to drop stuff. Would you look at that? Definitely should have cleared my inventory a bit before stepping in here. But maybe we'll get rid of our ring of ice. Get rid of the gloves that we're not wearing ever. Get rid of the kite shield we're not... Oh wait, that was a fashion thing that we were keeping that around for. Okay, let's check now. What looks better with our current outfit? White trim, black shield, bit of a silver signet on it. This has a bit of the yellow. I think the yellow kinda meshes well with our outfit here, so maybe we'll stick with this shield for the time being. Yellow/gold is usually a pretty solid fashion theme to go for in this game. You usually end up in those shades at the very least, so happy with that, I guess. And yeah, you're on one of the Stone Suit variant developers, Dennis. Oh, that's very cool. I did not realize to have such a famous part of the community in our chat here. That's super incredible. I'm very impressed by all the variants and the work that has gone into making them. It's very interesting stuff that you do on a lot of them too. I haven't played too much Stout Soup. I think I tried it out once on... Oh gosh, I'm blanking now. Anyway, bad description, but definitely very impressive stuff. And yeah, blows me away what you kiddos do in the back end there to add on to the game. Very cool stuff. And every time you have to design a new tile, you do it resentfully. That's hilarious. It's definitely seen the cross section between. Oh, hello, Mintar. Thought I had a second there. I was gonna actually retreat and change my mind here. No, yeah, I got it. Just the stoat soup. Just one of the... What are they? Because they're not just called variants. They're not called branches? I forget what the name is. But no, I've stout soup and... There's one other one. Oh gosh. I'm doing a horrible job of proving what I was about to say, which is just that... there are two kind of recognizable branch variants that I have heard enough about to have a greater, I don't know, respect for the developers. I have a respect for all the developers of any variant of these games or any branch of these games. Super impressive stuff. And I've had a cursory insight or interest in coding my whole adult life. So I definitely... love the work that has gone into all that stuff there. B-Crawl and B-Crate and Crawl are the other two I was thinking of. Those are the big three that I see. I think they're the ones that are most often like mentioned on the Reddit even. That could be something as simple as that. But the B-Crawl, B-Crate, and your Stoat soup are the ones that come to my mind when I think of those the branching development paths that have been taken. So no. Don't get me wrong, I know exactly what you're doing, and I think it's freaking incredible. Very cool stuff. Alrighty. And drop this staff. Probably not going to bother with a two-handed weapon after how much experience we've put into shields here. But that should be just about everything. Maybe we'll take the shiny ring mail. See if that's any good. Don't have to worry about picking up the javelins. We're too small for those. Guess that's that. We're in a bit of a weird situation here where I have so many unidentified things on me right now. And well, normally that would be totally my fault. We've discussed even in the last hour or so that I will often forget or choose not to do things in a stupid way. But this time around, it was just due to the fact that we didn't get our first remove curse scroll. Actually, we didn't get our first remove curse scroll until after our first quick blade this game, which is wild stuff. First one came out of that shop, and I think that was after our quick blade. So now that we have at least a few of them in our pocket here, let's debrief, spend the last part of our run here, maybe switching up our equipment, seeing what's in store for us. The artifact ring we got here, resist corrosion, good for some sections of the game for sure. Other things maybe not quite as useful. We didn't build into stealth this time around. Though not too late for that, obviously, even just a little bit to potentially increase the efficacy of like throwing needles and stabs, stuff like that. And just waking up slightly fewer enemies, we'll see. But not an instant switch to that ring at the very least. Let's try on some of these other ones. +6 ring of dexterity, not too shabby. And a ring of poison resistance. Which we don't need whatsoever. We just have a better version here, right? Yeah, awesome. So instead, let us drop some of this new crap that isn't too useful at the end of the day here. We also got a Spirit Guardian amulet at some point. This is really nice for these squishier classes. Get a little bit of extra HP on the top end. More stealth never hurts. It makes people forget you exist when you run around a corner. That's so true, and in fact, that mechanic has been throwing me off a lot. I'm not used to playing stealth characters, so I'm used to like running away and leading on this merry chase, and then they'll follow me and pop out a little bit later. But the last few runs here, I've been running away and then just awkwardly waiting, you know, twiddling my thumbs, being like, are they coming? No, apparently not. Apparently they didn't notice me pop around that one corner. So a huge advantage for sure. And thanks for pointing out some of that stuff, Dennis, because that does make me a bit more cognizant of the fact that we not only that is a possible strategy, but that is something that we should maybe focus even more so on than I was previously mentioning here. No longer need to carry around that Morning Star. I think we only had in the first place for the resistance to poison, so that should be all schwanky in that regard. Very cool stuff, though. Guess before the end, let's do more of the same. Look at all this stuff that I've been failing to bother with. Let's identify them all. Potions. Funny because I don't care quite as much about identifying potions. I find whenever I run Gozag, because I end up just reaching into potion petition every time anyway. Not a great solution. Probably could simplify the panic buttons sometimes by actually just taking one potion from my pocket, but definitely because it's such a favorite part of the Gozag experience for me, I guess I just can't help but rely on it maybe a bit too heavily even. And there was one other couple of things we wanted to do here before the end, because I just wanted to make sure to get things out of the way before I completely forget about it before the next one. And yeah, sometimes it's not great where you run around a corner to an ideal murdering space, but the monster wanders off, right? Just, why can't they, you know, take one for the team? Just come get murdered like a good old little monster, okay? And, right, we can actually just wear this amulet, because I forgot that we're with Gozag again. No faith that we have to look out for. Definitely can. We're posting the dump here. Can do it there. Any reason in particular there? Did you want to, me to post this anywhere and take a look through it out of curiosity? But what else was I doing here? Oh gosh, brain is just shutting down. We're realizing we're getting near the end of the stream here, and it's starting to turn down all the lights. Let's just put on the ring for now. That's a pretty solid one to do. That makes more sense, Dennis. I was very confused on my end because I was like, what could you possibly get from me dumping on my computer? But yes, if it was online, could take a look. That is funny. Let's see here. AC goes up by 1. We gain some RN. That's a solid change out. Other option would be to go to chainmail, and that does get us over the 20 AC that I was looking at. That is interesting stuff. Did want to be at least just a little bit more defensive. In fact, getting everything above 20 gives a nice mix of defenses here for dependent on kind of what enemies we run into. Always nice to have a bit of a mix there, I guess. But okay. I think this is where we'll have to sign off for the night here. And yeah, Dennis mentioning that generally the total of AC plus evasion is what you look at. Yeah, and I think for me personally, I put a little less reliance, I guess, on the evasion side of things. I would rather have 1 point of AC than 1 point of evasion by the tiniest bit, but that is mostly preference. It's probably because of my skill level. I'm experienced with the game. I have a decent understanding of all the base mechanics, but I'm definitely by no means an exceptional player at the game. And so I do find that that's at least how I label them. Oh, you're saying that AC is a bit better, so that's good. That makes me feel just a little bit better about myself. Also, Dennis, thank you so much for the follow. Very much appreciate it. I didn't look over in time. I just made some new like follow notification or alerts, I guess they're called. Hopefully they looked good. Maybe we'll have to rewind, go through the stream as soon as we sign off here and see if it even popped up or anything like that. But no problem whatsoever for the stream, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for popping by in the discussion. Always makes these a lot more fun, especially when we're having some troubles. We're dying left and right. It can have some, or it can be nice to have some friends to chat with, take the sting off of it all. Of course, it is all just for fun anyway, so we are enjoying ourselves here. I do hope that you had fun watching as well. I can only hope that this is somehow even close to as fun to watch as it is to play, because I know I enjoy the crap out of myself regardless of how we do. I could die every run on D2 over and over again, and I'd probably still kind of have fun here. Just something about playing with all of you, I guess, and chatting around. Absolutely fantastic time. But if you did enjoy it and you're not already, definitely would be happy if, or definitely shoot me a follow to be notified of whenever we go live here on Twitch, if notifications go out properly, of course. I mean, I hate it. I wish that it would be a bit more consistent, but at the end of the day, they're dealing with so much traffic on their end. I'm sure it's a nightmare logistically to get all those notifications out. So hopefully we'll see you around sometime in the future there. Thanks for the nice comments in chat for sure. Make sure to throw shade on the tiles from Dennis as well, which I love. It's good to have a console player around. I feel like there are too many of us tile players in this chat usually, so it's nice to get a bit of pushback there. Get the whole community in as a part of it. But if you're new to the channel here and you want to see maybe a little bit of what you might have missed, so some of our previous runs or maybe watch us win a run for once instead of just lose them all to a sad death, then head over to our YouTube channel and peek through some of the old videos there. The videos are just a bit behind, so last week's Halfling runs just started popping out today. But yeah, they'll be going off to next week. Unfortunately, I do have a bit of an announcement in terms of I'm going to be leaving town for a little bit here, just over a week. So I actually will not be here next Sunday, I guess this next Wednesday on our usual kind of chat Wednesday streams, or this next Sunday for our usual DCSS. And instead, I'll have to be seeing all of you in a week and a half on, I think that's the 28th, or on 2 Sundays from now, August 1st, when we're out of July. Jesus. Happening way too quickly going through this summer. At least still enjoying the warm weather, and I'm definitely going to get a lot of enjoyment out of this little trip here. I'm visiting some of my family, which it's been too long with COVID and all that stuff. I need to see some of those faces, see some of my nephews. They're all growing up way too fast, and I'm missing out on all that fun stuff. So unfortunately, we won't be around over the next week or so, but I would love to see any and all of you in a week and a half here when we're back. It'll be actually the day after I get back, so hopefully I'll have some fun stories to tell. Regardless, I should be excited and itching to get back on and out into the crowd. Hopefully I haven't lost my touch by that point, or my will to talk on camera at the very least. I don't think so though, at the very least. And no, definitely I'm super excited. Yeah, it's been too long, and I play a lot of virtual stuff with them, but it's nice to play some of those board games in person as well. Get in some good old card games and board games and all that fun stuff. So no, thank you very much for the well wishes for the family trip and stuff. Feels weird to be leaving. I hate that I'm not going to be here next Sunday. It's become such a core part of my week to do this every Sunday, but maybe we'll try and fit in makeup sometime around, definitely before yeah, I guess before too long. We can't run out of videos to send over the YouTube way. I do like to be posting there every day, when possible, of course. But regardless of all that, and everything in life, I guess. Jeez, I don't know where I was going with this besides my usual sign outs. I guess I'll just say I do hope you're having a great morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you out there. And I do definitely hope to see you around in the future when we do come back in a week and a half on the 28th, or on the 1st of August when we'll celebrate the new month with not a new run, but a continuation of Waffling here. And hopefully we'll be able to pick it back up, get back into the flow of things without losing too much here. But thank you all again so much. Been an absolute pleasure. We'll quickly check over. In fact, I'll just peek over now and just see who's around our 8. So we'll send all of us onward somewhere, pass the love on.